All right, good morning, gamers, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play here on the Luvstar Fan Discord Beta SMP. As promised, we got a double feature back-to-back cooking up, as promised last time, in the old 1.8 server tour. I think a better name for that server might be the Silver Age server. I don't know about you guys, just floating that out there, since I think from, roughly beta 1.8 to release 1.8 is kind of considered, at least on Reddit, excuse me for using Reddit terminology here, but is considered like the Minecraft Silver Age. So I feel like that just rolls off the tongue a little easier than the the 1.8 server, because you can't, here, right, we're on beta 1.7.3, but it's a little redundant to say beta 1.7.3, because if you're playing beta, what the fuck other version are you playing, right? I mean, maybe 1.2 or 1.1 or whatever the one that doesn't have beds is, if you're a real hipster. But besides that, I think let's get real here. Everybody's on this version, so you don't have to go into the 1 point la di da di da, right? Whereas you can't exactly just say what else are you supposed to say? The release server? I don't know, that's a little obtuse. Anyway, what are we cooking today? I have an outline here. Shocking, I know, but if you go... I keep bringing this video up, even though I specifically said that I wouldn't. That was a lie, by the way. I'm going to bring up the 2 hour video over and over and over again, because that's literally the best video I've ever made. So excuse me for wanting to bring it back up again. Anyway, the first 5 minutes of that is probably the most coherent I've ever been in any way, shape, or form, and it's because I had an outline. So I think I'm going to try that again this time and see if it works. I'm down here in my storage room. This isn't part of the outline, by the way, and we have a gift, I think, and it says meow on it. So I'm guessing this is from Doctor, because he's the main one who meows at me. So thank you so much to Doctor, or whoever gave this to me. We got a bunch of wool, which is actually lovely. Thank you so much, and an apple. That's great. I always, every time I interact with an apple on this server, I just can't help but think that there's someone watching who isn't in the Discord, or they just found this on their YouTube recommended page, and they're pissing their fucking pants seeing me just casually have an apple in a beta, because for the uninitiated, the only way to get this used to be killing a notch. Was literally the only way you could get an apple. You could get golden apples from a dungeon chest at a 1% chance, but the only way to get a non-golden apple was to kill Notch, and he would drop an apple. But we have a little mod on the server that makes you be able to get apples from leaves. So it's not that rare. I think I have a bunch of them somewhere. Maybe not. I might have eaten it all. Yeah, I guess I did. Holy shit. Okay, apparently I don't have any apples anymore. I used to. Anyway, they're pretty tasty though, so I've been eating them. Yeah, thank you for the gift. I've been leaving that down there for probably a fucking month at this point, because I like opening gifts on camera, but I don't make enough videos, so I tend to just leave them laying around until I have a video to make. Anyway, why are we making this video? Well, I have at least 5 reasons written down here. Reason number 1, though, first thing we gotta talk about is actually other people's videos. Is the first thing I'd like to discuss, namely 2 people's in particular. Those are going to have to be Luvstar and Torifel. Okay, Torifel. Torafel? I feel like it's Torafel, but then I abbreviate it to Tori. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I keep mispronouncing people's names and then never asking them how it's supposed to be pronounced. I had one person, not in this community, but another community, who I literally, not only did I mispronounce their name, I spelled their name wrong for like a month straight, and they never corrected me until they finally did, and I was so embarrassed about it. Anyway, Luvstar recently posted a video of yeah, shocking news, I know. That they just posted a casual 1 hour long let's play on their Forever World, which was super sick. Oh, hello, Strubs, new member on the server. Strubs, hello. Am recording a let's play right now. All right. I think Strub said that she was gonna build like a... Oh, sick! Hello, stream. Anyway. We're being recorded live, guys. They're watching us. They're watching us! There's cameras everywhere. What was I talking about? I was talking about Luvstar. Alright, that's sick. And the crazy thing about that video is that I saw that pop up. I saw it get uploaded, and I was like, "All right, I'll watch it later." And then later came like 2 or 3 weeks later, and then I'm watching this video at like 10 minutes in. Luvstar is like, "Oh yeah, by the way, guys, the inspiration for this video was this little niche YouTube channel some of you may have heard of called Stinger_X3," and I was like, "Excuse me, what the fuck?" Yeah, I did not expect that. I did not. I was just sitting there chilling, just on like a day off, wasting time doing nothing important. I was like playing Battlefield 1 with a little Luvstar cooking on the old second monitor, and then all of out of nowhere they just say my name. Actually, surreal experience. So that's crazy. Also crazy. There's a couple things. I was just thinking about this before recording, because first of all, it's crazy for them to say that like I inspired them to make a video, because this entire time I thought I was the one ripping them off, so that's crazy. Also, oh no, I can't build the slopey uppy trek to this right now. Whatever, we'll fix that later. And before I even start this rant, I just want to make it clear, I understand completely what they meant, and that, like, their point is still valid, but it's hilarious for them to start their video and be like, oh yeah, this was inspired by, like, Stinger's Let's Plays or whatever, and then later in the video, they're talking about how much they love, classic Let's Plays, whatever, as per usual, and how they, prefer, like, watching single-player videos as opposed to, like, multiplayer Let's Plays and series and stuff. And I was like, well, hold on now a minute. It's actually crazy that you should say that, considering the fact that I have literally never, not once ever, a single time, posted a single-player video on this channel. It's literally been 100% SMP content. However, I do understand where they're coming from. Even though, first of all, I disagree with them. I actually love, well, not a lot of single-player content, but I do watch Hermitcraft, starting recently. I'm kind of a noob to Hermitcraft. I only started watching last season and season 10, towards the end of the season, sort of, and I think that was, when was that? That was about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, I started watching Hermitcraft. About the same time I started playing, like, multiplayer with people in this community, coincidentally, and oh, I'm out of torches. Well, shucks. I also should have been placing track that entire time, but whatever. But I understand what they're saying, because it's a very different style of video, where if you watch a Hermitcraft video, it's like half of it is them, in voice chat talking to another person, whereas this is just me, like, screaming wildly into my screen, with nobody here to listen to me until hours after the fact, right? So this, for all intents and purposes, this is a single player Let's Play. It's just that other people happen to use this world at other times. Huh. Okay. Is that everything I wanted to say in regards to Luvstar? I think it was. We're at least, we're at a passing grade. I think I've said as much as I needed to. But that's not all. Because another YouTuber and fellow SMP member who has inspired me to really up the ante on my video output lately here is Tori, who I already said. So let's get the fuck on with it already. Oh, that's not all I wanted to say in regards to Luvstar. Shit. The last and most important thing that I almost completely fucking forgot is that they made that video 1 hour straight, right? And kind of issued a challenge almost, or at least that's how I interpreted it, as like, you know, you should all try to make a video of like talking for an hour straight and upload that, which is hilarious because that's what I'm trying to do right now. Although I've just realized that I didn't look at the clock when I started recording, so we actually have literally no way of knowing whether or not I'm going to succeed. So there's a little bit of suspense for you to keep everybody on the edge of their seat as they watch this. I am attempting to talk for 1 hour continuously, but I will not know until after I stop the recording whether or not I've succeeded. So that's actually wild. Back to Tori. They have recently started a new single-player Let's Play series, which I don't know. I want to shout them out, and I am shouting that right now. It just feels really... Oh, dude, oh, shit. What was I thinking? I fucked this up because there needs to be a block here to put the button on, but then the staircase is here, so I'm going to have to make a 2-block staircase or move it over. I hate 2-block staircases. I've always built staircases 3 blocks everywhere. Under all circumstances will I build staircases 3 blocks. It's been this way ever since I was like 10 years old. I don't know why. But yeah, I feel really stupid shouting out Tori because I can't imagine that anybody who watches me doesn't already watch her. But just in case any of you don't, you should go now, right now. Click off of this video right this second and go watch Tori's Let's Play instead. Even if you've already watched it, go rewatch it again and then come back here. But yeah, I really like her videos. She's trying to do it a little more deliberately as like speech practice, which I mean, I guess Luvstar's video wasn't really speech practice because they already they already stream for like 2 or 3 hours at a time, so it's not like they have problems with that. But I feel, anyway, it was kind of an exercise in like recording for that long, I guess. It's how I interpreted it. That's how I thought it was supposed to be interpreted, but maybe I'm just fucking stupid. So yeah, Tori's videos are kind of focused on that and focused on like improvement of the self, which I think is a very epic and commendable goal, and I wish her much luck in doing so. Excuse me. Yeah, right now I'm just working on some train tracks on the Memorial Highway, as anybody who is looking at their monitor could see without me telling them. I didn't know what else to do. I know at some point I said that I wanted to build... I was like, I'm gonna build a TARDIS. That can be like something for me to do while I'm talking about other stuff. But then, like a complete and total idiot, I logged on here one day and did it when I wasn't recording. I should have just left this idea in my back pocket the whole time, but no, I had to go use it up anyway. So now I don't know what the hell else to do. All right. yeah, I think that I could talk about Tori's videos, and I don't know if she would like me to do that or not. But the thing is, like, if you want to know more about them, you can just go watch them, right? Like, that's the thing, is I don't see the point in me giving a whole analysis here when you can go formulate your own on yourself with your own big boy brain, right? So I think that's what you should go do instead. Um, anyhow, I think that's approximately the first order of... My bed's not down here. Where the fuck am I going? Actually, I need to make another bed. I took one with me adventuring, and then I lost it. So I need to go make another one. Wrong wood chest. Here we go. All right. Second order of business. And unfortunately, this one really sucks, actually. Really bad. It's not fun. This is not going to be a fun thing to talk about. I'm so sorry. I'm really not trying to, like, trauma dump here, but I think I'm doing this in the hopes that not only will it be beneficial for me, but also you watching as well, right? Because I had a talk with this exact topic with my bestie, my best friend Danny. I love you so much, Danny. I don't know if he's watching this right now. I did send him my channel. I don't know if he, like, watches any of the videos though, because like me, he does have a life, so I don't know if he can spend 1 hour straight on this horse shit. So completely understand if not. Anyway, that was like months ago now, but I've kind of been tiptoeing around this in, like, online communities, and I don't know if I want to talk about it, but I think I kind of need to, because it gives a lot of context for where I'm at in life right now. And I don't know yet until I say it, like, how detailed I want to be, but I can't be too not detailed, because if I do that, then I worry that I am going to worry other people more than they need to be, because I have a family member who is very sick, and they are not going to get better. That's basically it. That's basically the whole thing. So I guess I hope you can understand now where I'm coming from, where it's like, I don't want to like go too vague here and then have people, like, worrying about me, because it's like, I'm not the one who's dying. You know what I mean? So I don't want you to worry about me in that sense of like something like I'm gonna be hurt or something, or I'm gonna be going away. Like, I'm not going anywhere, right? But it's just, it's been taking a toll on me and my family, and so that's been taking the level of activity in terms of a lot of things, just in general in my life, kind of down a notch for the last forever. I mean, here's the thing. This has been the state of affairs since before I joined this community, since before I started this channel, this, like, series or anything. But it's, it's, why is there red? Who the fuck put this shit on my floor? It's getting, like, more towards the end of things now, right? Which is why everything else has kind of had to slow down, as I've already said 5 billion times. I don't know why. I said I wouldn't know how much I have to say until I say it, and now I'm saying it, and I'm realizing that there's not a ton to say here. Because there's not a ton that I or anyone else can do about it. It's something that I have to live with. It's not like I get a choice, right? not that they want me to be burdened with this, but it's a part of life. And I tell you what, guys, I tell you what, people say that, like, oh yeah, it sucks growing up, it sucks getting older because, your back hurts and your eyes stop working or whatever. That's true. But let me tell you what, the hardest part of getting older is the fact that, like, your parents keep getting older. I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, but, like, your parents are not going to be, like, 40 or 50 or 30. I don't know how old you are. They very well could be 30. I mean, if there's any, like, toddlers watching this shit, they could be in their 20s, right? They're not going to be that age forever. Like, you keep getting older, but, like, everybody else who is older than you also keeps getting older forever until they die. And then you're left really scared and alone with nobody to help you anymore. And that sucks a lot. That sucks so much more than, like, your neck being stiff. I hate to say it. I really wish, like... I so badly wish that was my biggest problem right now. And unfortunately, it is not. So hopefully, that's not too much of a fucking trauma dump. That's really not what I'm intending this to be. Again, like I said, I think it is. I think this has been good for me, just to get this, like, weight off my chest. And like I said, I kind of hope that it also helps other people. I hope, not even in the sense of, like, oh, if you're going through something else, then, you're not alone or whatever. Maybe it does help in that, because I know that, like, I mean, for me, if anybody else had said, something like this, it probably would have helped. I probably would have been like, oh shit, I guess we're in the same boat there, right? But I hope nobody's in the same boat as me, to be clear, because that would suck. I kind of hope that this helps, also in the sense of, like, I know that in the past, when I have had, like, less terrible shit happening, I've, like, heard, other people, kind of in their little Let's Plays, just talking about their life and, scary stuff going on. I'm sitting there listening, like, wow, I'm glad I'm not that guy. That would fucking suck if I had to deal with that. God. So I really hope that I am now that guy for you, where you can be like, wow, geez, man, glad I don't have to deal with that shit. Couldn't be me. And like I said, it's kind of, it's context, right? Because I know when I kind of sat down and told this to my friend, and I think it's a good thing I said this to him before I said this to any of you guys, because there were a whole lot more tears involved in that discussion than there are right now. I'm actually kind of shocked. I'm really shocked that I made it through this without, like, breaking down crying. Instead today we are choosing to laugh through the pain. Because that's what happened the first time, let me tell you. But yeah, as soon as I, like, said all this to him, he was like, wow, that actually makes a lot more things make a lot more sense that have been going on for, like, the past 2 years. now that you mention this, yeah. Okay. How long has it been? Surely not an hour yet. We're not even close. We gotta keep this train rolling. Literally. Okay. Next topic of discussion. This one genuinely might be harder to talk about. Alright. So, it's no secret that your boy, has some esoteric interests. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly. That word might not mean what I think it means, but I think it does. So we're just going to run on complete and utter blind faith right now. Esoteric interests. First and foremost, the, like, latter half of the first season of these Let's Plays was dedicated chiefly to Thomas and Friends and the Flying Scotsman and Duck and the City of Truro and all those like train models I built and talking about that series. And also, towards the end of that season, I also finally started talking about truly the greatest modern Lego theme, Lego Friends. And for some reason, I'm not like super comfortable talking about these interests of mine that are traditionally labeled as like, you know, childish or girly and or either of the two, right? And that's something that, you know, Tori is like, you know, trying to just improve at speaking in general. I am trying to improve at speaking about stuff that I like, because I don't think I've ever been good at that. I don't think I've ever been good. And I know there's somebody about to jump in the comments right now and be like, oh no, I actually really liked it when you went on your 30-minute rant about the Thomas Wooden Railway Flying Scotsman toy and the inaccuracies of the boiler stripes. I know, but like, first of all, that was after extensive warming up on the topic, and I actually, believe it or not, I don't think I actually went into nearly as much nerdy detail as I would have liked to. I actually tried to have a lot of restraint and didn't let as much of the interest show through as I maybe could have. And also, I was talking to my computer screen. Right? There was no other person on the other side of that. If I wanted to, I fully could have just deleted that video file and never posted it anywhere. Like, it's a lot lower stakes doing that compared to, like, talking to a real person. So, I mean, fucking, I guess some could argue that I'm never going to improve if I only do this, because I'll never be doing the thing that I want to be better at. I think I will improve, though, because I think that this series has improved my speaking ability generally. But anyway, we're talking a lot about improvement, which is kind of dancing around the actual topics that I could just be straight up talking about. And excuse me, I'm not just like randomly stopping talking for no reason. I'm like burping and trying to make it not sound horrible. I don't think you'll be able to hear anything on the video, but that's just, yeah. Anyway, fuck, that interrupted me. I was so close to, okay, yeah. So, obviously major factors on this is like, it's stuff that I guess for whatever reason has been labeled traditionally by society as something that's like not cool to be interested in as an adult, particularly as an adult male. So there is that, right? Oh shit, my headphones are low battery. Everybody's trying to interrupt me as soon as I get to the hard part. Are you fucking serious? Okay. Anyway, but there's also another aspect of it, and this is kind of why I structured this video in the way that I did, with my little note cards here. Because we had to talk about the thing that I just talked about before we talk about this thing. And this is the context, right? This is the point where I hope it finally starts to make a little more sense. And I also feel like I might actually start crying at this part, but that's okay. We can fucking leave it in. I don't give a fuck. I will fully fucking leave in an emotional breakdown in this episode right now if it makes anybody else feel better. Because there are two words that I think are essential to understanding this equation. Two words that I have had in my brain that I have refused to say aloud. Actually, I might have said them already. But if I did, I probably said them kind of hushed and like under my breath, and you probably could have told that I was really nervous, and I didn't mean it. So it didn't count if I already said this. Comfort show. I said that too quietly. Comfort show. All right? I don't know why this is like hard for me to like quote unquote admit. Why am I walking? I have a minecart in my inventory. What the fuck am I doing right now? Because at this point in my life, right now, I've had this kind of point in my head for a while of like, I have watched recently like some quote unquote, mature like shows and stuff. I've watched Andor recently, which was really good. Fuck. It was really good. You should all watch Andor, by the way. Literally the best show that's ever been made, ever. You should turn this video off right now. I know I just made you go watch Tori's entire Let's Play series, and it was kind of annoying. It was like 3 hours, and now you're finally back. But now I need you to go ahead and turn this video off and go watch the entirety of Andor seasons 1 and 2. They're both really good. Because, yeah, it's really good. However, even just watching that show kind of took a lot out of me, because I do not want to, like, come home from a long day of dealing with real-ass, hard adult shit, and then go watch a show about more hard stuff. You know what I mean? I want to come home and I want everything to be right with the world. God damn it! I hate this word so much, but I'm gonna say it. I want to just watch something cozy. You know what I mean? I think you all do know what I mean, and I think you probably think I'm weird for thinking it's hard to admit this, and I don't know why. But for some reason, I just have it in my head that it's like, it's one of those things, like being gay. By the way, I'm also bisexual. I don't think I've ever said that in a video. I've definitely alluded to it, but I've never said it out loud. So this is like the Jacob Alfred coming out video, where he comes out in the middle of a fucking second channel Mario Maker Let's Play. And then nobody ever sees it for like 5 years after the fact. That's this this can be that moment for me. But anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, I fundamentally understand the quote-unquote fact. Shut the fuck up, Kouki. I'm trying to record a video talking about important stuff. Awawa. I completely spelled that wrong. Where I fundamentally understand the fact that, like, it's okay, but it's, like, it's okay for other people. Right? It's okay for other people. It's okay if you like to kiss dudes and shit, right? But not me, right? Because that's some gay shit. Like, I would never do that, right? Because I'm a big, strong, hairy, heterosexual, cisgender man, right? So I don't do that shit, right? Obviously fucking not, right? Oh my god, it just sucks so much when you have this, like, mental what are you talking about? Oh wow, there, I spelled it right. Are you happy now? Yeah. So it's like other people talk about, oh yeah, so and so fucking Word Girl is my comfort show. By the way, that's another one. I fucking love Word Girl. That's like one of the best PBS. I almost called it the best, but I mean, Wildcrats exists, so we gotta hold our horses a little bit here. One of the best PBS kids shows ever to be made. Anyway, and I hear that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's so cool. Good for you. But then it's like, I don't allow myself to say that. I don't know why. Anyway, that's also, I don't know. I have a little bit more of a negative rant that's more about, like, me hating everybody else's, like, video essays that are like, exploring every single palm tree in Mario Kart Wii. This video is interesting, I promise. And it's like a 30 fucking minute video where we're supposed to be interested in it because it's this like nostalgic thing or whatever. And it's like, oh, wouldn't it be wouldn't it be so quirky, guys, if we went back and had this analysis of this thing? No, it wouldn't. I'm so sorry, actually, but no, it wouldn't. All of those videos are... I fucking hate them so much. Okay. Yeah. So if you're wondering, I can sit here and talk till the goddamn cows come home about how, Lego Friends sets are the best sets that have been designed in, God, probably the last 20, no, a little bit more than that. How do I do, what year is it, 2026, so minus, in the last 23 years, since before I've been alive, these are the greatest sets that they've ever made, for multiple reasons. But... I don't really particularly feel like, quote unquote, justifying myself. By the way, there's 2 natural crosses here. Isn't that crazy? Instead, I'm just going to come out and say flat out, like, yeah, it's just because it's, like, wholesome and... and that, like, that's literally all the explanation I have. That's it. I will continue to defend the whole like Thomas and Friends thing though, because I'm not gonna fuck around there. I've actually grown a little bit. The more I rewatch the Thomas and Friends show, the more I'm like, wow, they actually cut a fuck ton of corners here in adapting the books and in terms of historical accuracy. Like, this actually could be so much better. I am not doing the sheep thing right because I'm talking. Fuck, I need more torches. We'll go back and get torches. Oh, what's a good example? Oh, dude, fucking Toby, bro. His whole story is that he goes and gets saved from East Anglia or wherever, but then they were like too scared to get sued by British Railways, even though that probably wouldn't have happened. So in the show, they like completely remove any mention of like Britain, even though the show is set in Britain. 100% flat out. I know the only thing anybody remembers from Thomas is Magic Railroad, which is it does its dead level best to say that the show is canonically set in a magical parallel universe, even though it's clearly fucking not. But anyway. But then they were like, no, it's actually, no, Toby actually wasn't from England. He was just from another part of the island of Sodor. No, the fuck he wasn't. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, anyway. And, anyway. Yeah, it's literally fucking sitting here bitching and whining because fucking Thomas the Tank Engine isn't accurate enough. What the fuck am I doing? This is not in my outline whatsoever, by the way. Okay. Was that it? I think that was basically it. I didn't talk nearly as much about the stuff that I thought I wanted to, but I talked more about the stuff that I think I needed to. So, yeah, you guys aren't stupid. I could explain it more, but I think you get the idea, right? Sometimes I sit here and like, well, I could be being a better lecturer here, right? Give me more wool running out. Why are you demanding me? Fucking excuse me? I don't know where she is on the map, and I can't open it right now because I'm recording, so... hold on. Go to spawn. We can give her some more wool. I'll just give what I have. In the inventory. Okay. Chapter 4. I don't think I was listing the numbers yet, so that's a little awkward. Where the fuck are they? I'm just gonna stand here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Snow White is the most inspirational character of all time. Completely left field topic here. Let me explain. I recently, I don't remember if it was rewatching or watching for the first time. I can't remember if I've ever seen it before, but I recently watched Pinocchio, okay? And it was just because someone else wanted to watch Pinocchio, and they were like, fucking get over here and watch Pinocchio with me. Anyway, I watched like the Disney version. By the way, I feel like we shouldn't just, you know, obviously everybody assumed I meant the Disney version, but like we shouldn't just like give credit to them for adapting a complete fucking story that they didn't write. Anyway, and I thought it was pretty good. And then I didn't think literally anything of it for several weeks. But then I made the grave mistake of logging onto YouTube.com one day. And I got recommended a video. And you're probably thinking it was about Snow White, but it wasn't. It was about Dumbo, all right? And I'll put the whole ass channel that I'm about to talk about right now in the description, okay? Because this is a really good channel. Like, holy shit. I know I'm like deriding like video essays and whatnot in that last part that I was talking about, but I was talking about stupid fucking video essays that don't matter. This guy's shit is good, dude. I know you just got back from watching season 1 and 2 of Andor, but I'm gonna need you to pause the video right now and go watch the videos by There Will Be FUD on all of the like classic Disney movies that he's gone over so far, because they're so good. Anyway, I got recommended his most recent video on Dumbo, which poses the revolutionary question of whether or not Dumbo should be regarded as a epic classic movie beloved by all generations, or as extremely racist. And the conclusion was essentially yes to both. But this segment of my video is not about Dumbo. So sorry, Dumbo. I've never seen Dumbo, by the way. I've never seen most Disney movies. I honestly, for the longest time, up until literally like a couple weeks ago, I kind of hated literally everything to do with Disney, and I thought it was all dog shit. I genuinely couldn't fathom why anybody was so obsessed with this shit. Until now. I'm finally starting to get it, because I'm watching the like 2 actual good movies that they ever made before they realized that they needed to like stop making good movies and start making money. I need to stop laughing at my own good lines and just let them be good lines, because now nobody else is going to like that because I laughed at my own joke. Fuck. Anyway. Dun. So yeah, I watched that video, and then I was like, wow, that's a really fucking good video essay. That's like the best YouTube video I've seen this year. Let me go watch the rest of this guy's videos. Okay, so I went back to the beginning, which is obviously, or maybe not obviously, I don't know how many people know this, but the first, animated Disney feature film, Snow White, right? From 1937, which I did not realize how old this shit was, either. I thought all these movies came out. I always completely underestimate like how old movies were. Like I first watched like The Lion. I don't know why I remember this in particular, but The Lion King. So yeah, I guess I have watched one Disney movie before. In like, you know, I probably would have been like 5 years old, so this would have been like 2009, right? So this is literally like a 15-year-old movie, and I genuinely thought it was like it had come out like 2 years ago at that point. Right? So yeah, I really always thought that like Snow White, Pinocchio, Dumbo, Bambi, I thought all this shit came out in like 1960 or something. But it did not, which makes it all the more impressive how good it was. And all the more sad that nobody's ever made anything better for some reason. Anyway, actually they have. But so here's the problem, guys, is There Will Be FUD hasn't uploaded the rest of his videos covering the rest of the Disney movies, which means that I can't give you my opinions on them yet, because I haven't... formulated them by just literally fucking copying exactly what he has to say about it. Anyway, I watched his video about Snow White, and I got to the part of the video where he's basically giving the context. This video, that's the title of the video. Producer, clip this shit right now. Title: The Context. That's gonna be the Luvstar SMP : The Context. Holy shit, that's gonna go hard. Okay. And he got... Okay. I gotta back up a little bit, just a little bit, because I feel like, and this was even before I watched this video, to be clear. I know I'm joking about, like, copying all of the opinions, but I had noticed this even before, seeing this essay, and it feels like a lot of people and a lot of movies have kind of, tried to do a lot of quote-unquote course correction regarding quote-unquote Disney princess stereotypes. Right? Where it's like, oh, we have to make the new character a strong, independent girl boss, because the old characters were all helpless damsels in distress who never had any agency and only ever waited for the big, strong man to save them. Right? So that's... And then there's also in the video essay, also he's talking about, like, modern characters a lot of the time are more about like self-discovery and transformation and whatnot, and how that's all good and well, but capital B but right there, that sort of thing wasn't the most relevant in the context of the time that Snow White, the Disney movie, was made, right? At the time that the Snow White Disney movie was made, you got to think about this, right? 1937. Not a good year to be alive. I can't exactly tell you firsthand, of course, but you're basically getting fucked from both ends by, like, on the one hand, the Great Depression kind of sort of winding down, but also not really, still hitting pretty hard, actually. In the United States, we're talking about a United States context here, because that's where Disney is, so that's the most relevant context to have. And then on the other hand, in a couple years, World War II is gearing up to start. So that's not great. And... at the time, what people needed was not a scrappy little hero about finding yourself in the world and I don't know, fucking being gay or something, right? What people needed at the time, and the context is starting to fall into place here, right? You're not stupid. You're starting to get the picture here, right? At the time was to be told that if you are able to just I'm going to paraphrase the video here. He's much more eloquent in his delivery, but I think my way is better because it's funnier. If you just hold shit down, if you can just... You don't need to go on a big quest. You don't need to change your whole life and gain magical ice powers. You don't need to fucking, I don't know, kill your fiance or something, right? All you need to do is hunker down, weather the storm, and one day it will get better. Things will get better. Because things have to get better. in order for the world to just not completely fucking go to shit, it has to get better, right? And I was watching that fucking essay and I almost cried. I almost fucking cried, dude, because and okay, there's a lot that doesn't that I don't have time to get into right now, but in general in my life, like, you know, up until like a couple years ago, I've alluded to this before, right? I was kind of big into the whole idea of, like, you know, improving yourself or whatever, right? And now, what I kind of realized is that there's no point in improving yourself just for the sake of improving yourself. And the analogy I came up with was that it's like sharpening your axe just for the sake of being able to say that you have a really sharp axe. And I was fucking subconsciously whipping out my diamond axe here. And what I think is more fulfilling to do in life is to actually just use your axe to, you know, fell some trees so that you have some wood to go build stuff with. Metaphorically speaking, of course. This is all, you know, you get it. It's an analogy, right, guys? And so I've been trying to use the axe more. And this whole thing of, like, you know, accepting your state instead of feeling pressured into completely and radically changing your entire life is something that has resonated with me more now, because, you know, obviously people do change. I'm still changing. I'm still going to be changing for the entire rest of my life, right? People ask this stupid fucking question of, like, do you believe in change? Do you believe people can change? I believe people do change, whether they want to or not, constantly. Everybody is always in a state of flux, and it's up to you to make sure it's going in the right direction. I think maybe what they really mean is, can people make conscious changes for the better, right? Anyhow, ask Glorix. Okay. Yeah, don't ask me for wool, bro. I fucking ask the guy who was just on for like 3 days straight collecting wool. What was I talking about? Okay, yeah, obviously I'm going to keep changing, but to a certain extent. I feel like I've already done the changing. So when you have, you know, you present me with a narrative that's like, oh yeah, well, you know, you can have this whole inspirational story about change because, you know, one day you will change for the better and then your life will be better because you changed, right? And I'm like, well, I already did that. So what the fuck? Am I supposed to okay, so I need to do that again, is what you're telling me? That's not very inspiring, right? Because, yeah, okay, sure, that worked the first time, but how many times am I supposed to fucking reinvent myself every single time a life event happens? That's what you want me to do? Okay, yeah, no, fucking sure, right? But no. All you gotta do is look at Snow White. Because what does Snow White do? Snow White does not completely and utterly change everything about herself when faced with someone trying to kill her. When faced with someone trying to kill her, she does what she does best, right? She is kind and helpful and hardworking, and people really like her because of it. And her situation is able to not necessarily get all the way better, but it's able to hold steady and hold the fuck on until someone can get there to save her. Right? You see what I'm saying? And can you imagine for a moment how this might actually, in a very interesting way, be more inspirational and more uplifting, and dare I even say it, more realistic for a lot of people than, saying if someone, tries to kill you, then, well, God, all you have to do is gain magical ice powers and, rule over an entire kingdom by yourself with your magical ice powers, right? It's that easy, guys. I don't see, not, get with the fucking program already, right? But then, let me tell you what, I watched that video essay and I was like, well, hold on a fucking second. That's all good and well, but I still haven't seen Snow White yet. So I should probably fix that, right? So then I went and watched Snow White, and let me tell you, it's good. It's so fun. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. First of all, it looks really good. It's one of the best looking movies I've ever seen, and it's a travesty that most animated movies that I've seen, which is, virtually every animated movie ever has come after Snow White, and most of them don't look as good as it. So what does that tell you? It tells you that people don't appreciate art. And I'm not talking about the people making it. Anyway, but besides that, the plot is it's enough. It's enough, and I here's what I'll say. I can see how people could have interpreted it as in a lot less charitable way of like, if you're a girl, you need to shut the fuck up and get in the kitchen, and then please don't fucking clip that. Because that's what you do best, or something like that, right? But I don't really think that's what they were trying to say there. All right. You know what I appreciated about it? I think, okay, guys, hear me out. Here's my wild headcanon, is that I really liked the character, who has like 2 lines in the entire movie, by the way. I really liked the character of the huntsman. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or an unpopular opinion. I could see it going either ways. I have not looked this up. I have no clue what anybody else's thoughts are on this. But I really, view him as like another kind of beacon of hope, in the fact that he doesn't, spoiler alert, by the way, 100-year-old movie. I mean, I hadn't seen it, so anyway, in the fact that like he doesn't kill Snow White, because, yeah, in case anybody hasn't seen it, basically there's this like evil queen who's really jealous of her stepdaughter, who is Snow White, because Snow White's hotter than her. So she's like, okay, well, to fix that, what I need to do is just kill Snow White. But then instead of doing that herself, what do we see time and time again? Anytime anybody needs to kill anybody in a movie, they can't just do it themselves. They gotta outsource that shit. So she tells the huntsman to go take Snow White out into the forest and kill her, which is a hilarious scene to me, by the way. The scene where she gives the order, because she's telling Snow White, oh yeah, just go, like, yeah, I'm just gonna send you out to go like play in the flowers for a little bit. And then she sends, and then she's like, oh yeah, by the way, this guy's gonna go with you, just like a little bodyguard, make sure nothing bad happens, no big deal, routine procedure, right? So like the huntsman fully fucking thinks he's just gonna like stand there and like fucking play in the flowers for a few hours or something. Like that's the order he thinks he's about to get going into the situation. And then the queen is like, no, actually I need you to go kill her and bring me her heart as proof. What? It's the- I actually thought that was one of the funniest scenes in the movie, even though it was obviously not intended to be whatsoever. Do I have enough iron to do anything? Okay, hold on. I'm standing here not building anything. As per usual for these Let's Plays. Let's get fucking real here. Yeah, and then he goes, but then he doesn't kill her, right? And he's like, oh, I can't bring myself to. And here's my headcanon, right? Is that, like, you know, my headcanon is that was the harder option, right? Because he knows that he's like, I don't know what happened to him, but like he probably got killed after that, right? Himself, right? So I don't know where I'm going with this. But that's okay. I think most yeah, not to bring my other Let's Plays down, but I think we've already cemented this as one of the greats. Not to jump the fucking gun here, but I don't think that me giving like a plot synopsis of Snow White is going to ruin the Let's Play. I'm talking to myself right now to calm myself down in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, it goes to show that there are good people out there who will not make evil choices to protect themselves. People want to do good things and want to help you and want to not kill you in general is the state of the world, I think. And I think it was okay, hold on. Fuck, I finally remembered the point I wanted to make here. I think it was good as long as you have the same headcanon as me that the huntsman is like a good guy, right? I think it's really important that they showed that literally everybody else in this universe is good except for the queen, right? You know, this isn't some like hokey pokey grimdark bullshit where, oh no, everything sucks, right? It's like, this is a good world we have, and it's good to want to keep living in it. And the world is not fundamentally wrong. The world is like a fundamentally good place to be, and you should want to keep being in it. And like, people in general are good, and you should help them, and they will help you, and everything. And yeah. That's the point. That's kind of the point of the huntsman in my headcanon. And if you think any different, then you're a complete fucking idiot. There we go. Okay. But then she goes and she hides in the forest and she meets the dwarves. And I really don't have a lot to say about the dwarves. I'm so sorry. I know that's like the whole point of the movie is like, look, there's some like kooky fucking dwarves out here that do funny stuff. They're not bad, but I do like I like them. I like a lot of their songs, and I like the visuals in the mining scene, and the like going. Oh, dude, the fucking frame where they like cross the fallen log. It's like I. I'm not shitting you guys. If you had genuinely asked me, like a month ago, what my thoughts on Disney were, just in general, right? I would have told you that it's all bullshit and I hate it, and I think we should actually blow all of it up with bombs right now. Kill everyone with hammers right now. That's my answer, right? I actually want like to like hang prints of like frames from that movie in my room now. It's I am obsessed with this to the nth degree, and I am as shocked at this as you are. Believe me. Huh. Okay. Ah, fuck, I need more power rails. Whatever. It's fine. It's not like we're gonna be done today anyway. Okay, and I have torches. Good. Okay, cool. Yeah, the movie only really falls apart at the end because there's like there's a handful of things at the end where you can tell that they ran out of time and money, and they were like, okay, this is cool and all, but we actually need to like make sure we don't go completely the fuck out of business, so we're just gonna release it now, even though it's clearly not done. So they completely skip over. So first of all, they skip over the fact of like how the dwarves know that the queen is the witch, because the queen like goes to like kill Snow White disguised as a witch, right? And the dwarves instantly fucking figure it out for like no reason. And normally I would really like that in a movie, because one of my biggest movie pet peeve, and this happens so much in modern movies, and I hate it. I hate it every time, and I don't know why they keep doing it. It's misunderstandings, right? It's when we, the audience, know what this state of affairs is, but two characters act in ways as if the state of affairs is another thing, because they don't know what the real state of affairs is. And this usually involves some sort of disagreement. They get really pissed off at each other and have some sort of argument, and it's just frustrating to watch, because you know that like because you know it's not a real conversation. Because if this was a real conversation, they would have just taken 2 seconds to stop and been like, okay, hold on a second, I feel like we're talking past each other and missing a crucial detail. Would you like to calm down and start from the beginning, and we can work together to figure out where we're both going wrong here? And then they would figure out the misunderstanding, and then the movie. But the problem, so you guys see the colossal issue with that whole theory is that the movie would end at that point, because they would get their shit together and figure it out, right? And we can't have that, because we have to keep milking the rest of this bullshit. So instead, the writers step in and jam words into the characters' mouths that act in complete nonsensical, illogical ways that no real conversation would ever go, for the sake of perpetuating this misunderstanding. And they don't do that in Snow White, which is really nice. But I wish they did a little bit, because they figure out a lot of stuff way too fast. Like, way too fast. And then also, it skips over, like, the whole scene. Like, bro, I wish they showed them building the coffin. Because, spoiler alert, Snow White dies. Just for a little bit, though. She gets better. She's only mostly dead. Dude, that's a hard question. Is this a better movie than The Princess Bride? I don't know, dude, because The Princess Bride is like my favorite movie ever. So for this to be better than it, I don't know. Well, here's the thing. Two things can be true at the same time. It might be better, but that doesn't mean it has to be my favorite. I don't have to like something more personally, simply because it's quote-unquote inherently better, right? We can just like the things that we like for the reasons that we like them, and we don't have to constantly gravitate straight to the top of like, oh yeah, well this thing is objectively better, so therefore we don't have to care about anything else, right? Oh god, what was I saying? Yeah, so like they get like almost to the end of the movie, and then it just completely becomes like a silent movie storybook, and they just they do what I do when I fuck up one of my videos. Holy shit, that scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god. Okay, excuse me. And they just start putting words on the screen. They just start explaining shit with words on the screen, and then they come back and they're like, all right, yep, the prince is here, you can give her the kiss, and happily ever after the end. So the ending of the movie is not the best, but it's so well animated. And speaking of almost crying at things, the scene where he kisses her, bro, the framing with the light coming in, and I tell you what, I like the fact that the like light rays don't move, because and I know they probably didn't make them move just out of like budgetary reasons or something, but just let me have this for a second. I I feel like I want to believe my headcanon for this is that this was like a deliberate choice to make it look more like a static painting with moving elements within it. Whew. Speaking of stuff that, you know, you want to have framed on your wall, right? Anyway. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Snow White is the most inspirational character of all time. This is not a joke in any way, shape, or form. I'm not sincere about a lot of things, but I hope you guys will let me have this one, okay? Okay. So now, we're at the end of the video. Not the end of the video. We're at the beginning of the end of the video. Okay, we're at the end of the beginning of the video. Fucking close enough, dude. Who fucking cares anymore? I don't know what else I want to do with the rest of this. I might just go strip mining, honestly. The last topic that I had on the docket tonight to talk about was actually something to do with one of my favorite hobbies of fish keeping, and that is it's sort of a concept in fish keeping, and it's called having dither fish. Stinger, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't get to just leave words hanging in the air and not explain what they mean. Let me explain what a dither fish is. So, let's say you're setting up an aquarium, right? You want to have an aquarium and you want to put a pretty fish in it because you want to look at the pretty fish because, let me tell you what, the fish is pretty, right? So, you set your aquarium up. You get everything sorted. Everything's looking good. No ammonia. Low nitrates. The world is happy, right? Everything's perfect. You got your aquascape in. You got all your rocks and driftwood and plants looking purty. Let me tell you what, son. That shit's good, right? And then here comes trouble. You plop in your beautiful centerpiece fish, the magnum opus of God himself, right? And that little fucker goes and hides in the corner. And you're like, what the fuck? I went through all this trouble just for this miserable little ingrate to hide from me? Are you fucking serious? What's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. The problem with that miserable little ingrate is that it has survival instincts. It has self-preservation instincts, and it doesn't want to get eaten. And I know you did a great job setting up, you know, that beautiful aquarium, but I know it's completely safe and everything, and it's all hunky-dory, great environment, right? The problem is that the fish is, it does have some intelligence, but not that much. It's a little stupid, and it doesn't actually know that it's safe. So it's going to keep hiding anyway. What do you do? What do you do? You're in a pickle, right? I'll tell you what you do. All you got to do is throw in a little school of dither fish, okay? What are dither fish? They're typically some sort of, all of these categories are generalizations. Not all of these apply all of the time to every species that people call a dither fish, but it's generally a smaller schooling fish that has, more energy, more confidence because it's in a school, and, it likes to just kind of plow around, have fun, play around, all out in the open water, not hiding from anybody, right? And then what happens is that the shyer fish, you might think they see all those, energetic fish buzzing around, and you're like, oh no, they're gonna get freaked out, they're gonna get nervous, they're gonna go hide from the other fish more. A lot of the time, counterintuitively, it will actually bring them out more because they can see that there's nothing to be afraid of, right? They can see, well, shit, if that guy over there hasn't gotten eaten yet, then maybe we're okay, actually. Maybe I won't die. So, yeah. So now, maybe you can see where I'm starting to go with this a little bit here. Or maybe you can't. I'm going to keep talking. For a long time, basically for my whole life, I have felt like the sort of person, the sort of fish, if you will, who needs a dither fish. You know, I tend to keep to myself. I tend to not be super outgoing or anything. I'm pretty introverted. I'm generally a very shy person, I would say. Recently, in the past year or so, I have been getting better. So maybe this seems kind of crazy to the literally 100% of viewers who have not known me my whole life. So you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Stinger? You're on here 24/7 fucking posting videos and shit. Like, oh yeah, but we're supposed to believe that you're shy. Oh, okay, sure, buddy, keep telling yourself that. Like, well, no, I mean, this is the process of me moving away from that, right? But speaking of moving away from that, I don't know if it's working. You guys can let me know in the comments section down below. But recently, and by recently I mean pretty much the whole time I've had this channel, I've been trying to deliberately be something of a dither fish. I've been trying to not exactly be the change I want to see in the world, but to just be the person I want to see in the world. I mean, not to toot my own horn here, but I feel like if I was not me and I came into this community, I think I would be happy that this person, this crazy fucking lunatic, posting Minecraft Let's Plays on this random fuck-ass server that, like, in the grand scheme of things, nobody even knows about. And he's on here in the middle of the night screaming into, like, in his room about, like, Thomas trains and shit. And I would have been like, I would see this and I'd be like, well, shit. I mean, if they're not bullying this guy, then who are they gonna bully? Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know if that's working or not, but that's at least, you know what, if nothing else, I think it is helping me. I think I am kind of helping myself to just keep, pushing further and further out here to the point of like, okay, well, listen, guys, the real shit that I'm realizing here is that nobody fucking cares. Alright, I know for a fact now because the hour has changed twice. So we're well over an hour now, approaching 2. Nobody's watching this shit, okay? And okay, I know. I don't want to sound ungrateful because I know people are watching this, but it's like the people that I fucking sent it directly to, so not exactly a surprise that they're watching, right? No random people are watching this video right now. It doesn't matter. I can say anything I want to say. I can talk about anything I want to talk about right now. I can do anything I want to do right now. And it's not gonna matter. Nobody cares about you. And that can be a little bit of a depressing realization if you take it the wrong way. It's like, oh no, I'm insignificant in the universe, right? But hold on now, Jimmy. Don't get in an existential crisis over this, okay? It's okay, because what you can do is you can carve out your little niche in the world, and you can hunker down, and you can have fun here, and you can talk to your friends, and you can play your games, and you can watch your happy little comfort show, and everything here one day it's gonna be all right. Okay? Okay? That's the point of the video. I hope so badly that this meant anything to any of you, because it really did to me. Okay? And I really want to thank everybody watching so much, not only for watching, not only for playing on this epic server, but for being my friend. It means a lot. It really means a lot, guys. So, for the millionth time, thank you. And with that, I'm gonna say goodnight. Okay, good night. Bye-bye.